another Unreal Engine stream. This one is Animating in Unreal with Remi Comtois. And yeah, I think let's get Remi up on the stage.
All right. Hello. Nice to see some of you guys again this week. So yeah, happy to share the how to actually animate in Unreal. So here I'm gonna kind of wing it. To be honest, I don't have anything specific prepared, so I'm just gonna go in and show you from the very first step as like you start, you open up Unreal, and then what do you do if you want to start like a scene, if you want to do like a quick animation just to test like what are the steps to get there, and then we'll play a little bit with the rigs that we have. Just know that this is a still 5.6. I believe there's 5.7 that has been released. I have not downloaded it yet. I did work with a even further version than 5.7 already, so maybe next week on the next stream, maybe we'll be able to showcase the differences here and there. There's some UI stuff that changed and moved a little bit, but generally it's pretty much the same thing. So yeah, all right. The way it's going to be, I'll try to make it a bit more casual as well. So if you guys have any questions or anything like that, just feel free to send your question with the little Q and the 2 dots right after, to make sure that we know that it's an actual question, and that will make it so that I'll try to answer your questions as much as possible. And I might ask you guys throughout the stream as well to like provide anything that you might want to, if there's anything that you guys might want to know or want me to go deeper into, just don't hesitate. Let me know, and we can I can talk about it, or at least try to show you as much as I can. All right, so I'll be sharing my screen right here. Okay, so I've got Unreal open right there. Do you guys have any, like, feel free right away if you want. Do you have anything specific that you want to see or you want to talk about? Just let me know. Feel free to ask them whenever you can, or whenever you want. So at first, I've opened up Unreal. I've opened up the fab. So if you guys want to see, wait, where is it? The Epic launcher. So I opened up the ACOM animation sample, just double clicked on it, and this is what you get, right? So I've shown that before. You're in Unreal, you have this scene right here. Now I want to show you guys how to actually set up Unreal in order to start animating. So I'm going to do it like I'm going to erase what I have here, okay? Or I'm going to go in the settings or in the files and actually duplicate the scene file and redo the whole sequencer thing. So that way you guys have this like really hands-on, like, okay, I opened up Unreal, what do I do now, right? All right. So first thing. This is what you get. You get the content. What's my? Okay, no, never mind. That's the example. Okay, so I see there's already a question, so I might go right away in there before I jump in. So, do the current version of Unreal has limitation to how complex the rig that we can animate inside the engine? Yes. Definitely. There's still things that you need to do differently, especially on the rig side, where you need to that's actually one of the errors that we did in the beta short, is we looked at the rig that we had in Maya and we tried to redo exactly the same thing that we had in Unreal, and that ended up having some incompatibilities in terms of the features and things like that, or like, oh no, all of a sudden the constraints wouldn't work well on the head control for beta, or we could use it, but then we couldn't go back and turn it off without breaking the animation. So the baking didn't work well. So things like that. So we did have, some issues on that front. And on any other production that we're going to go, we're more going to go for a rig that is made for Unreal, or that is made within the Unreal parameter, and not necessarily try to copy exactly what we have in Maya. Although I feel like it's going to come. Like we're going to have more and more stable and useful features in Unreal directly. So that's something that we can we'll get there at some point. But for us, in the version that we had, we definitely needed to refactor the rigs with the Unreal way of doing things, rather than trying to copy whatever we have in Maya. So yeah. And then if we can, if we create the rig that has complex customization, is it still be able to animate it in Unreal? The rig is actually done in Maya. The rig is done, not in Maya, sorry. The rig is done in Unreal. So it's not something that's been exported from Maya and into Unreal directly. You need to recreate the rig inside of Unreal with their own tools, with their own modular controls and things like that. All right. So so that's how the whole rigging stuff works. So I see there's a lot of other questions, but I feel like I need to move on. So thanks a lot for all those questions. I'll get to those as I go. Can rig up their characters in a similar way. Yeah, I mean, okay. Actually, I answer your question right away. Hot sauce. So yes, so the question is, I hope Agora can show how the characters were rigged, so animators can rig up their characters in a similar way. Totally, that's the point. I think is that we share this whole fab, project files, so that you guys can actually go in and see how we rigged our characters, and you can follow the same things, and then do the same with your character. Of course, it's very technical still, so you guys will need to make sure that you understand what we did. We did put some comments in there, so if I go in the asset characters, beta rigs, modular rig. So if I open this up, you guys will see there's comments. Actually, I don't remember where to go. Oh, I think it's the modulars rig. So this is the modular rig. So we've got tons of different rigs, or not different rigs, but different parts that you guys can see at the top here. That's how it's kind of set up. And let's say you guys want to open up the neck and the head, or the spine. Let's go with the spine. Then you get these setup, start, control. You've got the backward solve, you've got the forward solve, and a construction event. And we've got these great comments explaining how everything is plugged in. I haven't even watched through this. This is the rigor that really worked in this scene. But yeah, everything is documented. If you guys download the fab project, you guys will get access to this, and you can try to understand what we did, and then do the same within your own characters. So you can even take this and copy it and paste it in your project, and then do the same thing. So everything is there for you guys to work on. Okay, I'll move on. Sorry, I'll get back to you guys with more questions a bit later. So now, how to start animating? Okay, so here I'm going to go in the content. This scene, this level right here, is the level that I'm in. So this is just a empty level with a floor, a door, and a few crates that we put in there with a camera, and then that's what we have. So now let me actually go in the outliner, and I'm gonna delete everything. So anim alpha delete. I don't know if I can delete. Actually, I want to mess things up too much. So let me Control Z. I just deleted the folder anyways. Okay, so let me find the map. So episodes. Welcome idols. So, okay, then actually, okay, so this is level. This is the level of everything, right? Let me just see. I don't remember if we used, where's the map? Okay. Another good thing you can do is you can actually search. Welcome. There you go. There it is. And then if you want to see in which folder it is, you can right click, show in folder view. Okay, it's at the root of the animation sample. So this is the level. So let me duplicate that. Test or stream. Don't save. Okay. So now I can open up this. Don't save. Oh yeah. Okay. Save. Double click. Don't save. Okay. So now I'm here. I'm going to go in and delete those. So that way I can always go back. Oops. Hit T so that I can select everything. Actor fab is referenced by level blueprint. Delete anyway. Delete. So there's always like warnings of like, hey, if you delete this, then something else is going to break. That was one of those. But yeah, in that case, we don't care. So it can be this level that you guys use, or it can be any other level. If you go, I think there's a level somewhere. I'm not sure where exactly, to be honest. But you can create a new level, put a ground there, put a few lights, and then you can do whatever you want. Okay, so now I'm here. Deleted pretty much everything that's in the anim. Oh, there's this little prop in the anim folder. Oops, delete the anim folder. Okay, so I'll create myself a folder. I'll put it there, sure. Or yeah, I'll put it there, I guess. New folder. Stream scene. All right. So I could go in and move that in there, move here. So this is where I've got the, let me turn off the Slack. All right. So yeah, so this is the scene right here. So now I want to create a sequencer. So you can right click, level sequence. So this is your scene. Okay, so I don't know if you guys were all there on the previous streams. This is your scene. So you can say animation 01, name it however you want. And if you double click on this, this is where you get your timeline. This is where you're going to be animating. All right. Now I want to put in a character. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the folders, characters. I'm going to use, beta rigs. So when I import a rig, basically, and then modular rig, and I can just drag and drop this in the level. So if I drag and drop it into the level, I'm going to get something inside the level. Now, if I close the sequencer, it stays there, right? But what I want, what you actually want, is you want to make this spawnable, at least for the purpose that I'm going to do now. You want to make this spawnable. So if you go back to the, where did I put it? Welcome episodes. No, animation sample, stream scene. Okay, one thing you can do as well is you can drag that into your favorites. That way you don't lose it like I just did. Okay, now you go here, and if you open this up, now you've got the beta control rig in there, but you want to make this spawnable. So if you right click on the beta control rig, convert selected bindings to spawnable actor. What that does, for those of you that are not used to Unreal, it makes it so that this asset, this control rig, this character, is only there when the sequencer is actually playing and turned on. So if I close this, I don't have the character anymore. The reason for this to actually be there is so that whenever you have a transition from gameplay to cinematic, your character that you control goes in, touches a trigger, spawns and starts the cinematic. You don't want the player to be there and the cinematic to be playing at the same time. Otherwise, you'll see both characters. So you then have something that hides the player character and spawns that cinematic character for you. So now if I open that back up, here it is. Okay, so this is the usual setup that we have. You guys can see it with the little lightning bolt icon right here. And from there, this is where you can start moving things, start animating. So that's how you import a character. So if you guys want to do like some tests, this is how I would do it. Create your own level, create your own sequencer, drag and drop the character that you want within the sequencer. In order to have it already spawned, what you can do as well is you can go in the characters, beta, rigs, and instead of dropping it into the level, you can drop it in to the sequencer directly. And now here you've already got that little lightning bolt icon right there. So it's already a spawnable rig. So it doesn't always live there. All right. And then, yeah, you've got the controls. You can animate those, and that's it. So are there any questions on that front? I guess I can already go in and see, maybe filter some of them. Let me go see. Okay, I see Reggie Gab asking, hi Remi, are there any specific settings that are very hidden which you think are useful to turn on and off? Definitely, these settings are, I'd say right now, the one setting that I absolutely recommend to everybody is the gizmo. So if you guys go in the viewport preferences right here, and then go into all settings, and then you can type in gizmo. You want to make sure that you enable the experimental gizmo. This will give you the Maya gizmo, which allows you to drag in the middle, to have the view rotation, and to also use the middle click to drag and move things, or the middle click right here to drag and move things. Whereas if you don't have that, then you get the Unreal gizmo, which the middle click actually moves your camera. You don't have the viewport. You do have, or no, you don't even have the one in the middle. But yeah, so these to me are definitely required. You guys should turn on this right away. As soon as I open up Unreal and I see this, I'm like, oh no, I need to open up the real gizmo in here. So yeah, so that's I'd say this is the one that I'm gonna talk about right now. The other ones I'm gonna go into a bit more details probably next stream, unless I have more time today at the end of the stream, maybe, to go into deeper settings. I will go into the sequencer settings, but yeah, I'll see if there's other questions before I jump on that.
We do have another question from Discord, Remi. The question is, would you be able to cover pose mirroring on the rig? There's mirroring for animation sequence assets with mirror data tables, but I'm curious how you would do that while authoring.
Yes. Would you be able to, mirroring the rig? The mirroring is actually done through the pose asset. So not the pose asset, but the pose library. If I remember correctly, let me actually do that real quick. Okay, so let me do a pose. Super bad looking pose. Okay. Now, one thing you can do as well, so if you want to key the whole rig, is you can click on this little thing here. So if you open it up, this is all the controls that you have. Okay, so this is the skeletal mesh. This is the geometry, as you can see. This has been selected. So it's the geometry with the joints. And this is the control rig. Okay, so this is the control rig layer. You can have the animation layer. So you can have one or the other that's turned on, or both, actually. But we'll cover that a bit later, or future streams. And if you want to key the whole rig, you can click here, and it's just going to set up a key. Although I need to actually put it in on the first key, or the 0, I guess. So click here. You wait a little bit because it's keying like hundreds of controls. So there you go. So this has been keyed. Okay, so now this was a little bit interesting to use, if I remember correctly. So let me go in here. So one other settings, I'm going to go through them as we go, is developers content. So you guys need to make sure that this is turned on. Otherwise, you won't see these folders, developers right here. So this is my folder, my sandbox, where I can save and put all the bad stuff that I put in there, or broken stuff that I want to save, or any of my testing, I just put it there. And you might not see those right away unless you turn on the developers content. So make sure that this is turned on. You can see now it's gone, but now it's there. So now for the pose, I don't know why I don't actually see them though. Let me turn that off and back on. No, I still don't see it. Okay, so one thing you can do is you can right-click, add existing folder to view, and that will pop up this window. And then I can go in Remi and then hit OK, and maybe it's there now. Okay, so this, you have to know it, right? This is a very specific thing. You need to right-click and add a folder to view in order to see things. Okay, so here, now I'm going to select my controllers. So one thing you can do as well, this is another little trick. If you want to select the whole control rig or all the controls, you can use Alt-click to select the subtree. So if I do that, it takes a while, but it selects all the controls in there. Okay. And then I can create a pose. I'll do that. Test pose, create asset. Oh, it's not a valid asset path. Okay, so I'll put it in the characters, beta. I'll put it here. I don't know if I can create a folder there. Nope. Characters, beta, and then new folder, beta poses. All right. Okay, can I create it here? Test pose, create asset. No, it doesn't want to. Okay, let's see if I close it and then reopen it. Bit of poses. Okay. It doesn't want me to do it. All right, let me see. Where else can I put it? I think I remember seeing that issue, but I don't remember how we fixed that. It certainly worked back then, and it was actually within the characters folder. So that should be that folder. No. Let me see if I add this bit of poses. Okay. Now does it want to create it? Yay. Okay. So you might have to actually add the folder. Even though it's there, even though you still see it, you might actually have to add it. Again, this is 5.6. I'm not sure if they already fixed that in 5.7 that just released. So you guys might see that working for you. But yeah, this is where you get the mirror settings. So it all works with the naming. So that's a long way to answer your question, but yes, this is how it works. So I've created this pose. Let's say I want to go on the further frame, and this is pretty much the same as Studio Library. It doesn't have the animation way of pasting animation, because animation is actually just like drag and drop within the tracks, so it doesn't need to have animations there. But the pose can be here. So then you can turn on the mirror, turn on the key if you want to set a key. You can select the controls. So if you click outside of it, oh no. Okay, there you go. So if you want to do that and then select controls, then it's going to select, all the controls that you need for that pose, just like in Studio Library, and then you can paste it, and we'll see if our rig does work with the mirroring. No, it doesn't. All right, so yeah. Maybe our naming is not correct, but this is how it would work normally. So yeah, I see like we have like the L right before, so maybe that's where it broke. So actually, let me see. Let me see if I do this and this, and I'm not sure if it has an underscore or not, but I'll try that. What if I paste pose now? Oh, I need to select controls. Paste pose. All right, it worked for the hair for some reason. But yeah, you guys can make it work. We didn't make it work. Yeah. Oh, and there's the axis as well. So make sure the axis should be the same. But yeah, just be aware of of those names. Unlike we did. I mean, some of them has the underscore, so that's probably why these ones did work. But the other ones is like, maybe if I could try with just a space, that would work. Some of them has the underscore, some of them don't. So yeah, just be aware of that whenever you're making your rigs and naming them, naming the controls, and that should work. But we didn't rely on it too much, to be honest, on our side. All right. So was there any other questions, or do I keep going? I mean, there was quite a few more, I assume. Yeah, Leah?
There was a question from Hot Sauce again, but this time switching IKFK for a hand plant flip. I don't know if you can really show a hand plant flip, but maybe going into IKFK a little bit.
Sure, yeah. Okay, so let me just delete those keys that I messed up. Okay, so IKFK in our case, let me just remember any details. Yeah, so we've got this in the rig itself, where if you go in the anime details, I believe it's in the pull vector or the mid control. So there's a few areas where it has the setting. So let me see where exactly. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, here on the because depending on the rig, you might have it on the IK, but then knowing that the IK is going to hide itself, it's not the best place to actually put it. So you might want to put it in the middle. So that's why we did that. So this control actually stays there because this is the control that moves the elbow. So it stays there whether it's an FK or it's an IK, and then we have this IK-FK switch right here. So we've got this control. So let me put that in local space, and then you can move that in IK and then in FK, sorry, and then you can set it to IK, and it's going to be in IK. Now, in terms of the swapping, one thing you can do, let's say I want to make the IK match the FK here. Our rig, the way it works is you can select all of the arm. So you select both the FK and the IK, and then you key that. So hit S, just like in Maya, and then you can do the IK-FK switch. So that should work. Yeah, there we go. So that's how you can have, some keys. So right here, if I, again, key everything on this frame, and then go in the middle one and set it to IK or FK, then it switches on the frame. So you can do your animation. Let me take that. and then move that away. So you can do your animation in FK, and then once you're ready to switch, you just hit the IK setting. Make sure you key everything first, both the IK and FK, and it's gonna keep its place. So that's how the IK FK match does work within Unreal. Yeah, so if you were to do like a hand plant, then yeah, you start an FK. As soon as you want the IK to switch, you can go and key everything and then do the switch there. Let me actually see. And these are the settings that you will see. So it's in step for the settings, and this is your curve where it switches on the frame that you clicked it. So yeah, that's it. Was there any other questions, or do I keep going?
We have a question from Twitch. Are there any equivalent animation tools such as Animbot or ghosting tools?
Ghosting tools, I'm not sure yet. We have a trail, a motion path tool. So let me actually do a quick animation, a beautiful animation. Like so. Wow. I'm an artist. Okay, so I can turn this on. So it's within the viewport. It's already there. You have your motion path, and you've got all your animation. So this is actually working pretty well. You can add a key, wait for it to load, and then you'll add it. So yeah, so oops, take the right controls. So you've got that. I'm not sure about the onion skinning viewport. I've seen some. It might be separate plugins that you may want to turn on. But in our case, we didn't have it on the beta production, at least, or we didn't use it, or yeah, we didn't find the need to use it yet. But yeah, as soon as we look into it, we might actually use it, because I know this is a tool, or this is something that's actually very useful within Unreal, because it's like real time, so you can duplicate the geo, and it shouldn't slow down your computer too much. So yeah, that's something that could be very powerful with shaders and things like that. So I've seen some pretty cool stuff out there. I haven't really investigated on that yet. All right. Was there anything else, or what was the other part of that question? Sorry. It was about this, and there was something else, no?
There was tools such as Animbot or ghosting tools.
Oh yeah. Okay, Animbot. Animbot, we've got quite a few things, and I actually like what they have here. They pretty much cover everything that I need on my side from Animbot. I use a lot the sliders, so the push-pull, as you can see right here. So I'll jump right in, and I'll show you. Let me do this, then this key, then move on to here. Whoa, laggy. Okay. Okay, so Animbot, there's two ways to get the sliders. There's the sliders within the graph editor, as you can see right here. If you click on this, you can choose between a variety of sliders. Now, there's some specific ways of using those. I'll go through all of them to explain them to you guys. There's none of them inside the sequencer itself, so you really need to open up the curves. Or there's also the tweens button right here on the left that you can click, and this one is a viewport one. Okay, so this one is you can have the tween right here, and you can use it within the viewport right away. Okay, it's essentially going to do the same thing as the one in the graph editor. The only difference is if I I personally love to always use the dot and comma to uh, to um, to jump between keys, between keyframes, right? So I always spam this. Like, this is my workflow. This is how I like to work. So if I want to use the tweener, and then I'm like, okay, I want to use the push pull actually. So I'll pull on this right here, and then I want to change. I want to change frames. Here I'm spamming my buttons, and nothing happens because I need to put my mouse over the graph editor in order for that to work. So let's say I want to go quickly and I want to use the tweener to be like, okay, this one is here to kind of create my own. Oops, I kind of did it the right way, so that I can create my own ease in, ease out. So I can go on this frame, and then okay, I click here, and then I'm going to go on the next one. It's like, oh no, I need to bring in my mouse first, and then I can go in and keep tweaking this. Right. Whereas if you do it in the viewport, then it doesn't do that. So in the viewport, it actually, oh no, I control Z too much. It actually allows you to keep your mouse over the viewport. So that allows you to go in and do that, and then shift right away on the next keyframe and shift here. So your hand kind of like stays there. It's a very little nitpicky thing. I know in Animbot, you don't have to, hover the timeline or anything like that in order to jump from keyframe to keyframe. So this is the only moment I would actually use the one in the viewport is whenever I want to, go quickly and jump between keyframes in order to not have to always think about moving my mouse, because otherwise it's like I spam it. It's like, it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? And then I always remember afterwards to I need to put my mouse over. So if you want to go quickly instead of having to go like, okay, this, and then move down here, and then this, and then move down here, and then this, I can just stay there. Little nitpicky things, but you get your workflows and you get used to something, and then you want the same thing. So that's the moment where I would choose this one over the one in the graph editor. You've also got the overshoot. So this one right here, if you want to create overshoot, as you can see in the curves, it pushes it up. And you've got that here and here as well. You got, let me go through the sliders themselves. So blend neighbor, so that will blend everything towards the next key or the previous key. You've got the push pull. The push pull is to push the amplitude of a pose or to reduce it. So I would reduce it here or push it. That is very useful. That's the one slider I use the most probably whenever I'm animating. Then you've got the blend ease. So that will allow you to create an ease towards the right keyframe or an ease towards the left keyframe, like so. You've got the move relative. So the move relative, what it does is it allows you to offset things. So let's say, okay, I did push, how far I want this hips to go, or I want a different pose. Okay, let me do that. Let me go in the sequencer. I want to key everything. So I'm just going to go here, key everything. Wait for it a little bit. Go here, key everything. Go here, key everything. Go here, key everything. Oops. I feel like this one didn't work. All right. Okay, so let's say I've got this beautiful animation down, up, but then I'm like, I wish this arm would be different for or actually let me use, or let me animate that first. So the arm is down. I go down here, the arm is still down. I go down here, the arm is still down, and so on. It's always going to be down. Right? Okay, so I've got this, but let's say, oh no, I want a completely different pose. Well, okay, now I'm going to go in and I'm going to go, I don't know, maybe here on a random pose or random keyframe. I'm going to key everything again. like that. Go back into curves. And I want a pose where the arm is up, the head is angled up. I want the torso to be twisted, and I want the arm to be a bit lower. Right. So this is super useful for like if you have different poses that you want to apply to a specific range of keys or animation. So now I can go in. I don't know if it's going to lag though, because I'm going to select all the controls. And then I want everything prior to this time to have the same pose as this, but keep the animation, right? So I can select all of those, and then I'm going to move the ones that I have selected relative to this pose that I want. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to click on this. And then now it's a keyframe that's really next to the other one. And then all of my animation has the same torso pose. It has the same head pose. It has the same height of the arm. So this is very useful to change like whole animations. Like here I'm doing it with like very basic stuff and shitty things moving around. But if you have like a complex animation or you have already worked this whole like breathing animation, but you need a different pose, then okay, just do that different pose and then offset relative to that new pose that you just did, so that the breathing is still there within that new pose, but the breathing is still there. It's still got the same mechanics and it's got the same same animation that you already did. So you're not losing all the work and you don't have to redo the breathing from that different pose. You just offset it and moving it relative to the new pose that you just did. So this is a super strong, super powerful slider that in Animbot, it's actually two blue squares next to each other. And yeah, this does exactly the same thing. It's just you need to create your own pose on the side. And let's say, this pose was temporary. I don't need it at that time. It can be in between keyframes. So I can just go in here if it wants to. Okay, I'll scroll instead. It's faster. So I can just go here and then delete everything from that pose. And then now all my animation is offsetted with a different pose. So this is a very strong, powerful slider that I use often as well. Now the next one is the time offset. So the time offset is also the same as in Animbot. So you do that, and then it's going to shift the time. So you can see the wave kind of move around. I don't have it in many keys here, so it's not super impressive to see. But let's say I put a few more. And actually, let me see just the rotation. Or no, was it the translation Z? So if you select this and you want to offset the time, then you can see that. So that's the same as in Animbot as well. So that's a pretty good one if you need to add some time or offset some timing within your animation. We just want to offset everything. You've got enough keys for it to actually work. Then yeah, that's it. Then you've got the smooth slash rough. So this one is one that I abuse in Maya. So this one is like, okay, if I've got like this very bad like up and down, peaks in there, and I want to smooth those out, then you can select whatever you want and then just click, 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 and it should smooth it. That being said, this is the one slider that I find that it doesn't work too well. The behavior of it seems to be a bit different from Animbot. So I would expect it to kind of smooth out, but kind of keep the same shape that it has. But what it seems to be doing, and it might get better at some point, what it seems to be doing is it kind of like all blends towards the right key. So if I smooth it, you can see like if I keep smoothing, it's just going to keep flattening out the values until it's a weird straight line right here, which is not necessarily what I would expect, to be honest. This is something that I hope they fix at some point. or in some cases, let me try to actually see if it happens still. So let's say I want to smooth out the corner right here. I want to smooth that out. Like, yeah, it's behaving a bit weirdly. It doesn't seem to smooth that corner. It doesn't smooth that roundness. It kind of like peaked it instead. So yeah, so this is where I end up using the push pull instead. So push pull, I use the push pull, or if I need an ease more specifically, then I will go into blend ease and actually use that, and then go manually even if I have to. So yeah, so the usefulness is that you can still use it on many curves at the same time, but the behavior of the smooth doesn't seem to work very well for me. The rough is actually roughing things out. I'm not sure how that one does work. It does seem to work. That's not usually a slider that I use in Animbot even. So yeah, I'm not too sure about this one. Like, if it behaves the same way as an Animbot, I don't know. It doesn't seem to behave the same way. I think Animbot creates more of a wavy pattern, or there's the wavy and the noisy pattern that you can play with the sliders. This doesn't seem to be it. But yeah, I think it's just taking the offsets that are already there within the selected keys and just amplifies it. Which that can work if you want to do like a shake or things like that. But it's not exactly the same thing as in Animbot. So just know that. All right, and then yeah, we've got the tween. So the tween, I've already used it. This is pretty straightforward. It's like, okay, do you want to favor the right key or the left key? All right. And you can do that on multiple keys. The difference is it's going to do it on both keys equally for an equal amount. So it's not going to blend, whereas the blend neighbor will, the blend neighbor normally keeps a little bit the shape, right? So it keeps that wiggliness and will gradually blend towards the neighbor, whereas the tween will snap them together and blend them to the previous or following key. So yeah, so these are what we have in terms of the Animbot stuff. We have these. I mean, we also have a snapper. This is in order to snap things together. So I know Animbot also has this button that allows you to snap or align. I think it's called align. Align one item or one control to something else, or one selection to another selection. This is where you do it. So you can choose the parent. So you select, let's say, the right hand. This is the parent. You select the left hand. This is the children. And then let's say you want it to up to 26. So you can set your slider, click on it here, and you will get that's the value. Keys only, sure. Keep offset if you want to keep offset, but have it follow. That's how you can do it. You can snap the rotation. You can snap the scale as well, and then you can click snap animation, and now you've got the IK following only on the keys. And I messed up this so bad with the translation. Let me just delete those. All right. So yeah. So now, but then if you do some changes, because it's not a constraint, obviously you'll need to do it again. But the settings stays there, so you can snap animation again, and it's gonna adapt. So that's kind of like the temporary constraint. It's just you need to click on it again, or not temporary constraint, but the snapping tool or the align tool in Animbot. Yeah. Was there any questions on the topics that I just talked about, or yeah, if there's any other questions since?
We haven't gotten any questions directly related to what you're just discussing about Animbot, but Corey D Animates on Twitch asks, what feature would you like to see? Me personally, some kind of character set for quicker blocking.
Okay, character set as in selection sets, like if you click on something, it's going to select the whole thing, or pre-selected like an Animbot. That is in 5.7 already. I don't have it here, so I can't show you, but it should be there. Actually, let me see if I can find it. Selection sets. Oops. Unreal 5.7. Images, maybe. Do I see it somewhere? No. Okay. Well, I mean, it should be there somewhere, I believe. Oh no, not AI. Release note. Yeah, there it is. Selection sets. New animation layers now toggle there. Blah blah blah. Okay, my internet is struggling because I'm streaming. But yeah, it should be coming. It's there. Basically, it's another button that you have here. If you click on it, it should pop up this another window, kind of like the layers, like I've got the layers turned on, or not turned on, but they're visible, or like the snapper actually. So that's something that you can connect to your layout, and then you can add sets. So you can select the head, neck, chest, and create a set with those. Name it however you want, just like in Animbot essentially. And then as soon as you click on it, then you get those selection sets working. So it's there right now. If you guys update your Unreal, you guys should see those. Otherwise, what we personally have is we have pickers. So those are also very useful. I don't think they are in the fab because it requires some of our own tools. I know that we will be releasing the tools that we have on that we have used for beta as well. I think there's the anim locator. I don't know if you guys use some of our Agora tools within Maya. We've got the anim locator tool that basically creates a shape and follows a control that you have selected and sets it into world space, and then you can clean up the movement with that extra control that it's been created, and then you can send it back to the rig afterwards. So there's definitely a few tools that we have. I think there's another one for like offsetting the keys. So the keys left and right, we've got a little UI for that as well. So we've got quite a few nice tools in there that we have. I don't know if it includes the picker, but maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think there's even like a selection set, like an Agora selection set tool in there, at least if I remember correctly. But yeah, this should be coming soon. I don't have the exact date. I don't know when exactly, but I know it's being worked on, and it will be shared with you guys, probably through Fab as well, if I'm not mistaken. So sneak peek. The tools that we have on our side will be shared with you guys as well. Are there any other questions before I move on?
That's wonderful news about the tool belt. I'm glad that they're importing that for UE as well.
Absolutely.
So we do have another question from Discord. In terms of animating in Unreal, is the process the same in like what we used to do in Maya? Like we can use the step mode for blocking, then spline it afterwards, or is there any difference?
Yes, there is differences, but yes, we can totally use the blocking mode. Actually, this animation is becoming a mess. Let me use the tweeter and kind of fix that. Or hold on, let me let me zero things out. So you've got, if you zero out the whole thing, it's going to zero out the whole rotation axis as well. Like there's a button at the top here. So yeah, let me zero out some of the stuff in there. Zero out the location and rotation. Oh no, I should have done the location. The location has some values in there. It's not great, but it will get fixed at some point. Yeah, these are some limitations. We don't have like a null in there, so we had to be careful just not to zero out the location. So yeah, so this as well. Let me zero that out, and this too, and this and this. Okay. Yes. So, actually, let me go back in here. Right, Alt left click. Okay. Delete those. Okay. So I want to show the step, how it works, because this is a game engine. So there's a difference in that way, in the way it is being processed. So Maya is kind of stepless in terms of the keyframes. Like you have in Maya, you have your timeline. So you have the from frame 1 to frame 10, and you see just one frame at a time. You can go in between frames if you change the settings, or if you speed up the values, then your steps are going to be in between the frames, right? In Unreal, it's by default, because it's a video game, that it doesn't necessarily have frames. So it's more like ticks. So the faster the computer runs, the more you can see in between the frames. So here within this, you can see the frames as I'm jumping through, right? It's jumping from one frame to the other. But I can also turn off this. So toggle time snapping. Oh, wait. Maybe it's elsewhere. Maybe it's here. Oh, here. In the sequencer itself, enables or disables key sections playhead on whole frames. So now if I turn this off, you can see I'm actually animating between the frames. Okay, so this is always there. It's just it doesn't show it to you if you have that setting turned on, but it's always there. So if I'm about to set this to step, actually I don't know if it's going to do it with step. I think step could work fine. It used to be different, but step is called constant, by the way. So you can see this right here. So it's going to switch and change the, pop into the pose right away. Actually, I don't think it's going to show it. I think it got fixed. Before, in the previous version, it did show it. I guess I'll use something else to show it then. So, okay, let me set that back to Smart Auto. Okay, so let me use a constraint or a space switch, maybe. Okay, oops. Okay, another thing you can do as well, and I highly recommend it, is to lock in, keep playhead in playback range while scrubbing. That makes it so that you can actually go to the frame 0 without having to be precise. So that's another little setting that I'm talking about as I'm going through. Okay, so for the constraints, let me just see how I can set this up. Okay, so for the constraints, let's say I start here, I go on the next key, and I want to put his hand on the hips, like so. Maybe move the pole vector a little bit. Okay, and now I want I don't know if it's going to work because it's a cycle thing. We'll see. Okay, so I want to put the hand on the hips. So let me turn on the constraint. I know there was some questions about the constraints too, so this is a good moment to show how it works too. So there's the hips. I need to select pre-selected parent. So I want to put the parent that I want in here. So this is the parent. Now I want this to be the child, or I want this to have the constraint. So constraint, I click the little plus because it's selected. Yeah, and then I can do parent. You have the settings right here. I don't know why I can't open up this window more, but yeah, you should see the maintain offset. Dynamic is so that you can still animate it. I'll check that. I like to check that on, and then hit create. All right, so now it's here. Okay, let's say I keyed it, or if I select the IK, and I go here, this is what you see. Okay, and this is where it becomes a bit tricky, or you need to understand how it works in order to use them properly, because otherwise it might break your animation, or you might have to struggle a little bit to bring it back. So now you've got the animation that gets there, and then from this point on, let me kill that right here, and then I can key other things, although these are now not snapped. Whoa, my selection is laggy because I'm streaming. Normally it's not like that. Okay, whatever. Actually, let me delete those. Okay, so just to show you how the constraints work. No. You can see that the curves actually go from point A to point B, and then boom, we've got this big change in the values. This is because it's not actually changing the parent, or it is, but it's not actually. It's kind of changing space, if that makes sense. So you have one key. So if I hit F, or actually let me do that, F. This is what actually happens. Where, sorry, I'm a little bit all over the place. So okay, I'll show you with just one key. Sorry. So you've got this transition. So key A, and then this is where the change happens between the parents. But if I zoom in on these two keys, it's not actually like a stepped key. It's actually got a transition part. So this here is actually like, because you can go to infinity in between frames if you wanted. Like depending on the card that you have, you could go very very far. It's like per tick instead of per frame. So you actually get two keys whenever you set up your constraints. So you get those two keys on almost the same frame, but this one is actually instead of being the frame 4, it's actually 3.999999999 something, right? Oops, I need Control C. Whereas this one, the second one right here, is actually on frame 4 or 5 rather. Yeah, okay, so this is 5 and this is 4.999999999. So you need to be aware of that this key actually exists, because if you have the snap toggle snapping like so, let me actually go back to a view that makes sense, and I move the keys. So let's say I want to move the whole character, I want to move the keys to a different timing. I select this and I want to shift it by 1 frame. Well, there we go. Now the two keys kind of got collapsed together because the one that is at 4.99999 got snapped to the frame 6. Okay, so you need to be careful that whenever you move things with constraints, you don't want to lose that change. You don't want to lose that key, because otherwise it won't work very well, or it will break your animation. So you need to make sure that you turn off the snapping right here, and then you can move this, differently. Or you can go in your sequencer, and then you can take it there and actually move it. So if you use the sequencer, it's not actually going to snap them if you don't have the snap turned on. So there's this aspect, this technical aspect of the video game thing that you need to understand in order to not break your constraints. So that's just another way of doing it. That is different in Unreal than in Maya. Yeah. Was there other parts to that question, or was that it?
I think you covered all parts of that question. Definitely highlighting.
Oh yeah, okay. So then,
differences.
it was the yeah. Okay, cool. So this then explain it afterwards. Yes, I mean that was the I found the question again. Yeah, you guys can totally use the step mode. You just need to be careful that the step mode it does actually work. Before it didn't have that. Before the step mode also created kind of like these keys, at least from what I remember. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah. The constraints also work in that way, so you need to be aware of that. But yeah, you guys can totally animate it in step mode and then spline. Like there's no change in terms of that workflow. If you guys, it's really up to you. My personal taste in that way is I always like to animate a bit more in spline right away, depending on the style of animation. If I animate a cartoony animation, then I really usually go in step. But if I animate more of a realistic, stylized animation, I like to have it in spline right away. Yeah, that's it. I see also, quick question. I see, have you used the Meta Human? I did not, although I will be looking into it very soon. Yeah. Yeah.
I think there's a related question with what you were just talking about, tying back to Maya. Somebody from Discord asked, would you do mocap cleanup inside Unreal, or do you think it's still better to take it to Maya?
I mean, it depends on where your rigs are. So if you have your mocap and you have an Unreal rig, then yeah, do it in Unreal. But if you do have if you only have a Maya rig, then definitely go in Maya. So it depends more where the rig is than the mocap itself, or than the software rather. If you have the choice for both, then yeah, maybe in Unreal can be simpler, because you can see it right away with the environment and things like that, and you can do the blending very well as well with the different animations. So you can put animation clips in here and blend them together and match them together, I think, as well, just like in Motion Builder, for example. So that could be good if you're making a game and you want to, clean up some mocap in there. That can be worth it for sure. There is also the curves. No, not the curves. Well, the curve filters. So there's this button right here. That's the curve editor. So you will get things like the type of Butterworth for like smoothing curves and removing peaks, simplify, smart reduce, smart snap, bake, Euler. So yeah, so you've got quite a few settings in here as well, and parameters for you to clean up your mocap if you put it in there. So yeah, that's it. There's also this Euler filter button that if you select curves, you can click on it and it's going to fix your Eulers. So just like in Maya, but here it's more accessible because you can just click the button right here. In Maya, I know you have to kind of like open the menu, curve, and then Euler filter, or gimbal. I don't remember the name. Euler something. Yeah. All right. Was there any other questions? I mean, I see one from Discord, I guess. You animate with a tablet in UE5. I do not. I don't even animate with a tablet in Maya either. So I use my mouse. But I believe you can. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. So yeah, it's just another way of controlling your mouse. So that should technically work. Are there any other questions? What mouse I'm using? I'm using the Razer Basilisk Pro 35K wireless. I like it a lot. It's got a nice clicky sound to the middle click. The middle click has always been like my go-to like thing that I need on my mouse. It's pretty expensive though, this mouse, so I don't necessarily recommend to everybody, but yeah, I like it. Because otherwise some middle mouse clicks, because we always use it in Maya and other softwares, some of them are like super mushy or don't really work well. This one has a nice click to it, so I like it. And it's got the super fast wheel, so if I hit it quickly, the wheel keeps spinning, but if I go slow, I feel the steps. Anyway, it's cool. I like it. Yeah. Any other questions? Do you guys want to see, or if you guys wanted me to just jump in and actually, like, how much time we have left?
We have about 20 minutes left.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, yeah, let me know. What do you guys want to see? Or if you have other questions. I mean, Leah, I guess there's other questions I didn't
think we're
answer,
caught up
or
on
we're
the
good?
questions that were asked, and it looks like Discord is very interested in animation
And seeing me
demonstration.
animate. All right. Okay, so you guys tell me what I should be animating. Something simple, okay? Something very, very simple, please. I've only got 20 minutes. Like, I don't know, like a jumping jack or a quick backflip, or a dunk, like jumping. I don't know. Try to catch something. Okay, or I mean, I see there's other questions as well. World coordinate copy paste. Yes, I mean the Yuli, yes, I guess. Yeah, you can also copy location, copy this, and then paste it to somewhere else. In terms of world location, I would say the best way to do this is to actually set your space to world, or use the snapper to copy paste it. Or once you have the tool belt from Agora, you could create a locator, and yeah, use that to find your values and then just paste them to whatever else you want. Because the locator itself is going to be in world space if you choose that setting. So that could be a way. Okay, so I see a lot of things. Trying to catch something. World. No, that's a question I just replied. Ball throw, backflip, taunt. Okay, I guess I feel confident about the backflip thing for some reason. I think that could be cool. So, all right. Do you guys want me to use Beta or another character? Animation of proud parents. Yeah, that's not gonna happen in 15 minutes. So, okay, all right. I'll use Beta. Oops, I lowered the restream. Sorry, guys. Okay. All right. Let me actually delete this mess that I just created. Oh no! Damn it. All right, I'll right when we were getting into it. Yeah, I'll do that and wait until it opens back up again.
In the meantime, we do have a question from Discord.
Yes, go ahead.
Reggie asks, "What's in your fab library?" So that might be a good.
Oh God, so many things. I never really worked. I just downloaded stuff. There's some my project. It's old stuff from very old versions. There's not much, to be honest. There's just the the Agora stuff that is actually cool. There's a migrated thing for a project when we were working on beta. I exported something and I created a migrated project. But yeah, no, other than that, that's it. Not much in there. Sorry. Okay. I'm back. Let me go back to Unreal.
Another casual question is just Reggie is curious, do you speak French?
Oui, je parle français. Je suis québécois, donc j'ai ma langue première, c'est le français. Voilà. So for those of you who didn't understand, I'm a Quebecer from Montreal. So my first language is actually French. And English is my second language. Okay. Right, a little bit lost. All right. Okay, let me actually do this within the level that is already there, because it closed and didn't save anything much. I'll have to... okay. I'll delete tons of stuff. Camera cuts. Okay, I can keep that. You guys, I didn't show any of those, by the way, but basically if you want a camera, you can put a camera. Basically, you can set up your viewport first. And if you go here, you can create camera, Cine camera actor. It's got, so now it's created where you were looking. And if you change your layout, the Cine camera actor has all these buttons right here. So if you got this very small, you don't want to go here, you can hit play here and things like that. And you can hit space if you change the settings in the hotkeys to maximize the viewport. You can hit space to choose which viewport you grow. All right, cool. Let me delete those. All right. Okay, now if you've got something that doesn't have, oh, this one does have the controller. Okay, I went into, well, if you click on it, it changes it to animation mode, so it does it yourself. Okay, I mean, was there any other questions?
We do have a question from YouTube that you might be able to answer while you animate. It's not as technical. Mm-hmm. But someone is curious, does learning to draw really drastically improve 3D animation?
What does really drastically mean? Yeah, I mean, learning to draw does help a lot. I think the best thing that it helps with is really your appeal. So the appeal of your poses, that's something that is definitely can help you with. So you know what a good drawing looks like, then you know what a good pose looks like, and it can help with like some foreshortening and making dynamic poses. I don't think you need to learn. I don't think you need to be like the best drawer or the best at drawing stuff in the world, but you can, like, having some sort of base does help for sure. I don't know why I don't see my curves for some reason. Let me turn that off, turn back on. Was it because of the layers? There's tons of layers. Let me check this out. Let me delete those. Okay, there it is. So basically, because the other layer was selected, I was only seeing the keys on that other layer for that control, and there was no keys on that layer. So yeah, I guess I should talk about that too. So if you click on it, you create a layer. This is turned on right here. You can turn on the layer menu in the animation right here. You can, just the same like in Maya, you can right click, remove selected, add selected, select object as well. You can key the weight of the layer. You can do 0 keys or a key for the whole controls. You can set it to additive or override. So yeah, essentially the same thing as in Maya, if some of you were wondering. Okay, I don't know. I've got even less time to do the backflip, and it might be very shitty. So let's start with some key poses. Here's where you set the things to local or world or parent. So this is parent, this is world, this is local. All right. So same thing for the translation. All right. Beta is it's got pretty interesting proportions. And I feel like I didn't key everything on the first key. Let me, okay, no, it's, yeah, I'll key everything there, everything there. Yeah, I didn't key everything. Damn it. Let me control Z real quick. Okay. Key. Wait.
Not to make your speed run of animating a little more difficult, but we do have a follow-up question. So M. Danzilla followed up with, what do you prioritize most for learning how to draw? Poses or movement? You know, like the physics over the appeal.
I think both. Really. I think animation in general is more about movement within poses. So this is why I think the like doing figure drawing, is that how it's called in English? I'm not sure.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, figure drawing is definitely a good thing to have, because that allows you to understand the anatomy, to understand the movement within the poses, and I think that can really be beneficial to your work. The neck seems to be a bit weird right now. The head does not have a world space, so it's pretty annoying. Actually, let me reduce the distribution rotation. That will help. Yeah, let me go in here. So feel free to send any other questions whenever you get them. Or if you guys have any questions, I'll try to answer them as I'm animating. Which will be pretty bad, I feel like, in 15 minutes. Or even less, actually. But,
I mean, do you want to know how much time you have left at the moment? Or will that pressure you more?
Do I have 10 minutes?
You have 7 minutes, almost.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
as two keys done.
As we wait for any last minute questions to roll in, I just want to point everyone's direction into the chat box. I have posted a quick survey. It takes about 5 minutes, but you filling it out really helps me understand how we can improve these events over time. And so I'd really appreciate it if y'all go and fill that out real quick.
Yes, that's very important, guys. Do it. I'm a bit biased in saying that, but yeah, no, it's actually helpful. Let me key everything.
All right, and we do have another question from Discord. What are some skills that you learned while being a soup instead of an animator?
Ooh, interesting question. Some skills that I learned, I would say communication is a good portion of the skill of being a supervisor. It's about, I mean, you do train your eye with your when you're animating, but there's also training your eye and how to explain to someone else what you see, or yeah, what the issues are that you see within the animation. I think that's something that will definitely improves as you start doing that. As you start supervising, is how to phrase your feedback properly so that the person understands what you're saying. Yeah, it's pretty much the key to all this. And yeah, I mean, there's many things that you learn, but that is definitely one of them. Okay, so this is going to be so bad. Okay, key everything. I might do a switch there. I don't even know if we have an FK on the legs. Yes, go ahead, Leah. Sorry.
No worries. Waiting for a nice pause. We have a related question to exactly what you're doing. I heard it's good practice to always use reference while animating. I believe with the time frame available, you're not going to be using reference for this, but is it okay sometimes not to use reference?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm a big reference user, because I like genuine acting, and I like I like genuine things that look natural in acting and things like that. But whenever you go into a more that's gonna mess up my thing. I should have done that before. Yeah, sorry. Whenever you do something that's more cartoony, then obviously you can't. This is gonna be messed up. You can't shoot references for that, right? So I mean, you can still shoot references. Actually, don't quote me on that. You can still shoot references for art, for cartoony stuff, but you won't get the same physics as when you're I messed things up so bad. Do I need to key this? Hold on, let me Control Z. Yeah, so I always, even for cartoony stuff, I like to shoot references just for the ideas. I think references are an amazing way to brainstorm. So you will see, like, acting it out yourself. Comp key, I'm not sure. Acting it out yourself really puts you in the feet of the character, and that allows you to to find things, find ideas. Okay, I've messed it up so bad, guys. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Oh, okay. No. All right, that's because I didn't set my things before I changed them. I should have went with it without changing the space. I might have to do the same thing for the other arm. Now you can see the change of space. But yeah, whatever. Sorry, did I answer the question? Or was that?
I think so. I mean, it's definitely a case-by-case scenario. Like, play it by ear.
Yeah.
Use kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I do have a couple more questions. People are coming in at the last minute. Related to our discussion on references, do you import references in Unreal the default way, or is there any secret tech, quote unquote?
Oh, that's a good question. We did make our own tool to import references. I don't think there's anything by default that is simple, that is straightforward in Unreal. I mean, we're still using the Unreal way um, of importing things and setting image planes or videos within Unreal directly. So it's a bit complex. Like you need to have like a media player. You need to import your texture, your image plane as a texture, and yeah, you need to do quite a few steps for sure in order to have your reference in Unreal directly. So, but yes, we did have a tool. I don't know if it's going to be part of the tool belt that we're going to be providing. But it will be it's something that I guess that Unreal will get at some point. Oh my god, the changes of the constraints messed it up. Okay,
so I believe technically we're at time, but I can give you a little bit longer so that to answer this last question. How about that?
Yes. Yeah, so sure. So that way I don't keep embarrassing myself with the I mean, it's getting there though, guys. Like you guys would see it at the end. It's like it's gonna be amazing. No, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, good. So from Discord, we have a related question. Do you think taking or watching acting classes helps or not really for, I'm assuming, shooting reference?
Yes. I mean, shooting references yourself, you will get used to it more. And so it will be you will get more comfortable in front of the camera. I myself did have some sort of kind of acting class in college. But yeah, I'm just always curious about performances. I like watching films and that has good performances. So yeah, I think it's definitely going to be helpful for you to not feel too shy, because I think that's pretty important. You need to be able to like change your not your attitude, but your way of seeing yourself and not be too worried about the about feeling how to say this d'avoir honte. For those of you who speak French, you guys should not have honte whenever you're shooting references. So yeah, to I don't know if somebody, I have a blank. I don't. Yeah, it happens often. I speak English every day, and I end up losing my words in French. Yeah.
Somebody responded in chat saying like you're being self-conscious. Is that what you're?
Yeah. I guess it's shame, or you shouldn't feel shame or fear of the ridicule kind of thing. So yeah, so that's that really helps, and it only happens with practice. Like the more you practice your acting out, and I think looking at yourself is also whenever you're shooting references, like to go back and look at your take. Every time you do that, you will be conscious of what the faces you do, of what the acting looks like, and you will know if it feels genuine or not. But in the end, it's about, I guess, the most of the times when I see like bad references, is often because people are too focused on making sure they do the right motion that they should have within their animation, instead of trying to feel the character. So I always have this moment between, and this is where like the acting comes up. Is I always have this moment of like concentration before I shoot my takes, where I just think about like, okay, I'm looking at my sister, and my sister is, she's hurt. She like, so I feel bad. So I need to feel bad, right? So I need to be like, oh no, right? So I need to internalize that emotion in order to then act it out like I would personally do it, or how the character would do it. In order to have that nice naturalistic acting, if that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, there's a G hotkey to hide your controls, and then you can still jump. The first pose is so messed up now. That's because I didn't start from a clean rig. Boom. There you go. I guess that's pretty much all I can do in the time that I have, guys. Yeah. Any other questions before we close this, I guess?
I don't know if we really have a short enough question, as we're 5 minutes over, and I want to be mindful of everyone's time. But of course, you guys always hop into chat, hop into Discord. There are plenty of Unreal artists who are here in the community that can help you out as well. We're all learning together. And yeah, any final thoughts, Remi?
No, I think that's it. I mean, I hope you liked my beautiful animation I did in less than 5 minutes. And yeah, there were so many issues. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I hope one day we'll have like a proper animation, or if you guys do some animations, please let us know, and yeah, feel free to share it. Yeah, go ahead, Leah.
No, absolutely. I think given your time constraints, that was very impressive, especially with a crash right before. But thank you so much for joining us on stream. And keep in mind, everyone, Remi will be back next week going over one last Unreal Engine stream focused on tips and tricks.
Yes.
So that'll be very exciting.
Yeah, and the tips and tricks are going to be, at least from so far, what I have in my mind to show you guys is like the how to make how to use other ways, like to split the arms, to do the smears, how to use deformers. So a bit of a deeper dive into the other ways that we can do things. But yeah, that so far is the goal for the following stream. But if you guys have any other specific questions or requests, feel free to also send it our way, or to comment it in the Discord channels, or anywhere else. Let us know, and we'll see if I can adapt to try and cover anything that you guys want me to cover. Maybe I'll go into the rigging a little bit. I'm not sure. Maybe at least show how things kind of work. I kind of did at the beginning here, but maybe I can explain it a bit more. What everything does in there. Not everything, but yeah, parts of it. Because I'm not a rigger. I didn't rig those characters. But yeah, so yeah, hope you guys like this kind of more casual way of doing the stream as well. I don't know if that's something that you guys still want to see. Maybe I was too much all over the place, or maybe it was hard to follow. Maybe you prefer more of a presentation kind of stream. So I'd be curious to know as well your thoughts on this. So please go ahead and fill up the poll. What's it called?
The survey.
The survey. There you go. That was the word I was looking for. So yeah, fill out the survey, and definitely let us know, like, what do you guys like in terms of content as well. Like, did you like that maybe I didn't animate enough? So let me know. Let me know if you guys would prefer me to animate more, or have more time, or dedicate more time to the animation. But yeah, this one I felt like you guys had a lot of questions as well on the previous streams, which is great. It's awesome to see. So I would love to, I in this stream more specifically, I wanted to reply to as many questions as I could. while still showcasing and showing some stuff at the same time. So yeah, let us know definitely if you guys have any preferences, if you liked it or if you didn't like it. Let us know. All right, that's it.
Well, thank you so much, Remi, and I will see all of you very, very soon. Have a lovely day.